Okay, let me give you some. I mean, I can't find that file. Sorry. Okay, so anyway, don't worry. Okay, regarding the local search, so here is the slide, local search. Yeah, if I'm not wrong, I have already covered the whole part. I mean, this is not that big, even though there are some animations are there. Yeah, so the local search you will get. So yeah, in the local search, you will get one question plus minus. Remember, when I'm saying one question means not exactly one question. Like search, you can, yeah, I mean, totally from here you'll get only from this slide. So first thing first, is it clear to you, the local search? Any question from you? Like, so what type of question? So as like the mid exam, um, there are two options like 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. There should not have any C or D, but yeah, sometimes there could have a like B of one, B of two. So some concatenated question could be there. But remember, very important. Uh, I know your time, so yeah, I mean, there is not such creative questions like you have to think for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, not even 5 minutes. For thinking time needs 5 minutes, and then we'll go for answering those things. So mostly everything, mostly, I mean, if not everything, is given from the lecture. Well, I mean, I should not say this is a creative question. Even in the, can anyone tell me, sir, this was a creative question in the mid exam? Someone told me, sir, it takes time, so on and so forth. But yeah, I found many of you, and good number of you already appeared the mid exam and they got a very good marks. I mean, I was really happy, even though not the full marks like 75 out of 75, but over 70, a good number of students were there. Yeah, so time management is very important. That is what I am saying. And it doesn't mean that, well, I mean, just give two steps and the rest sir will understand. Sometimes some steps are also very important in the later stage. Yeah, that is very important. So of course, if I ask you to some brainstorming things, that might take like 5, 10, 20 minutes, and then you will start writing. There is nothing like that. Almost nothing like that. I mean, I can't remember that I have given anything, not even in the mid exam. Yeah, there was in the mid exam, there was a problem. Yeah, that only one problem that might take a little bit longer time, but that is totally 100% replica of the missionaries and cannibal problem. The total replica of the missionaries and the cannibal problem. The problem just I converted from one story to another story, and that is the only reason I make it longer, just to make you understood. Okay, so anyway, so regarding the local search, I already mentioned. So there, but remember, there must have some example problem. Like this is the problem. Solve it using this algorithm. So this is an algorithm course. Remember, AI is an algorithm course. You have to solve it. I cannot say just, well, I mean, write down the algorithm, write down the algorithm. Even you, one good thing is there is no algorithm. You don't have to write any algorithm at all. So this is first, this should be easier for you. Yeah, in sometimes I also mention in some other courses that you have to write down the algorithm. But for you, I totally discard this part. No algorithm, you don't have to write down any algorithm. Okay, so regarding the local search, yeah, so again, some descriptive questions like what is this, what is that, what are the terminologies? Remember, you have to think about the terminologies. And also there could have a problem. So in every question, there could have a problem and you have to solve the problem. So regarding the local search, we have already solved. So we have discussed a lot of problems, right? It's not a lot, but at least 5 to 7 in total, maybe. Like in queen problem, traveling salesman problem, missionaries cannibal problem, um, and well, I mean, so on and so forth. But it should not be more than 10 at most, or maybe 8. Yeah, so you should practice with those problems at least. Then you can it will be very easy for you. I believe the final exam questions is easier than the mid exam. So yeah, so one segment local search, is it done or not? Can we go to the next step? Any question from the local search? Don't
Yes,
tell
sir.
me at the end, sir, say it again, or don't tell me those things. I mean, I will forget. So let's go through step by step. So first local search. Any further question from the local search? No. Okay. Um, right. And then let's go for the adversarial search. So the adversarial search. So the adversarial search means the game playing search, right? So game playing search. Here is the adversarial search and the Monte Carlo tree search. Both belongs to the adversarial search. I just keep it separately so that okay. So remember the main part is only in the first slide, but I already give an example, a step-by-step example on the same problem, that is the tic-tac-toe. And the only reason I keep the same problem because you are already familiar with this problem and you know how to calculate the heuristics of this problem. Yeah. So, so this is the Monte Carlo tree search. Again, always remember for any algorithm or any terminology, just ask 3 things. What is this? What is Monte Carlo tree search? And why? I mean, why? Why should you? Why means what are the advantages? And that is given at the end. Yep, the properties and the advantages. So already two-part covered. And how? And how, for explaining the how, these are the phases of how. So these are the phases, and the same with the same phases, this is an example. Example wise clarification. Yeah, but since I didn't cover it in too much detail, so well, I mean the basic understanding is good enough. So this is again one part of the adversarial search. And also the main slide is here, adversarial search. Yeah, again, only the part that I have covered. So I think from the beginning, I covered up to remember, I mean, what are the contents here? This is very small content. There are two algorithms only, Minimax algorithm and alpha beta pruning algorithm, and done. So don't think there are 76 slides, so many slides. I mean, I mean, those who didn't go through the class, for them it will be hard, but others it's very easy. And even the same example, the explanation is here with the sorry, the same problem has been explained with multiple different diagrams and etc. I mean, just for the clarification. Yeah, see, this is one example. And again, there is another example on alpha beta pruning. Here is another example. Right. And in fact, you have already appeared an exam, I mean, the class test on this adversarial search. So hopefully things are clear to you. But what is not in the syllabus up to this one, right? Up to this slide. I don't know what is the slide number is. What is the slide number here? Yes, 59. Yeah, 59. And the later part I didn't cover, so it's not in the exam. In fact, Monte Carlo tree search is here also. but this is not a good explanation, and that's why I just covered in a separate slide. You don't have, don't read from here. Don't read the Monte Carlo tree search from here, rather read it from there. Yeah, one important thing in each question or in any question, instead of why, you use this why, like the advantage disadvantages. The question sometimes it could be there could have some question like this is the statement and justify the statement. So if you know that, if you know why, then you can explain this one. This is just a representation of why type question, a different representation of why type question. Okay, so so we have already covered the second part, and that is the adversarial search. Any question from adversarial search? Okay. Okay. So no question, no further question. Okay. Okay. Now regarding the third, let's go to the third topic. The third topic, let's blend it into the logic programming or the logic programming part. So did we cover the constraint programming in the mid exam?
Yes, sir.
The constraint programming was there in the mid exam. Yeah, so the constraint programming, I mean that part will not come except the miniging, but don't worry about the miniging. I am showing you what you have to read. So yeah, I mean, from this first order logic, so from the first order logic and the propositional logic. So this is the slide of the first order logic. And just before this one, I have also covered the propositional logic. This is the propositional logic. So first order logic and propositional logic and their modeling language, remember, including the modeling language. In total, you will get 2 questions. So,
Sir, could you kindly repeat this part? The first order logic, propositional logic, and
the modeling language. Modeling language means the minijink and the Prolog.
Sir, do we have to write a Minisync and Prolog code in the final exam?
Yes. But the syntax not necessarily you have that have to be too much. I mean, I'm not so strict with the syntax, rather the steps. Actually, in the minijink, there is nothing. Yeah, I mean, this is exactly like the constraint satisfaction problem. The way we have covered in the mid exam, exactly in the same fashion you have to write in the minijink also. Yeah, but okay, first of all, the first order logic. Wait. Wait. Yeah, you can see here the forward checking, backward checking, resolution. So these are the thing, right? These are the three ways of solving the problem. Proved by resolution, proved by forward chaining, proved by backward chaining. Actually, the main theme in the propositional logic and the first order logic is already I explained in detail. There will be a paragraph, I mean a set of sentences, and from there you have to prove something. And actually, I definitely suggest you, definitely, I mean, there is already a question there. I already explained this one. The law says that it's a crime for an American to sell weapons to hostile nations, so on and so forth. And finally, you have to prove West is criminal. How can you prove these things? So in order to prove these things, you have to go through some steps by step. This is exactly you have to follow this part. But I will change this paragraph. I will give a different paragraph. So you have to understand the process. This is very important. This is very, very important. So this is all about in the first order logic. And in the propositional logic, there are few, mostly the terminologies type things are there. If you can remember, there are different equivalence law, there is modus ponens. I mean, those are also required to solve these problems. But I mean, in the propositional logic, we do the same thing in the propositional logic and the first order logic because the terminologies are same. The only thing in the first order logic is addition. Sorry. Yeah, only what I have covered. Some of the examples are here. Only this one. This is good enough. Go through this one because someone might ask me, sir, you didn't cover our lab. This was covered by the other groups, but at least they taught you the meaning. So that's why I'm explaining. I mean, you should cover all the examples that is mentioned here. And this is very simple. There are actually, I have also covered another 2.2, the complex modeling with for loop and other things. But for to make it easy, you can discard this part. Only the basic modeling, the first one. And regarding the prologue, yeah, I mean, um, yeah, I mean, in the prologue, you have to read the whole things, like all the terminologies with the problems, like mostly what you know already the names, the predicate, the clause, predicate, clause, rules. And regarding the predicate, there are some cut predicate, built-in predicate, like cut predicate, fail predicate. and also there are lists. So cut, fail, list. So these are the things, and I already mentioned before that this prologue will be in your, because this is part of the final exam also. I mean, this is in the syllabus. So that's all about that. That is the two set of questions. So already we have covered the four set of questions. Any query from here?
Sir, are we supposed to get 25 marks question, like 1A and 1B, or do you mean 50 marks of questions from here?
Huh? What do you mean? I mean, there are two questions, right? I mean, say for example, question number 4 and question number 5, or say question number 3 and question number 4. So there could have a 3A, 3B, 4A, 4B. I mean, why are you getting so specific? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it looks like give us the question. What is the difference if I give 3A and 3B, and if I don't give no A and B, just a total question? What is the difference in your preparation? Is it make any? I mean, does it make any difference? I don't know. I mean, just asking. I mean, will it help you in any way? Then I'll tell you.
No, sir, it's just about how extensively you have to cover the syllabus, and as we didn't know that the second prologue will be covered in the finals.
So, I mean, just say the specific question regarding prologue. What is your question? You will be given a problem,
sir,
and
I
you have
got
to
it.
solve it using prologue. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and also in your final lab exam, yeah, the prologue things you can give a quick look for a quick, just for a quick practice. I think it might cover from the. There might have some repetition. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure, but there could have some repetition, or yeah. But practicing those things would be enough, I think. Yeah, again, I'm not saying it's not, it's 100%, but yeah, it should be okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, four part done, and now yeah, what else? Planning, yes, the planning part, right? Automated planning, yes, automated planning and PDDL, exactly. So in the automated planning slide, yeah, there are 107 number of pages. Yeah, don't worry about the pages, and maybe you don't have to read anything from here. Yeah, this is just I've given for your I mean, for, yeah, what should I say? I mean, as a tutorial I just give you, but I just explained directly in the with some simulations, right? If you can remember, the simulations were there. And here is some examples. I told you before, the same example, the same problem that has been written in using 4 actions. So this is the block world problem, the block world problem using 4 action, and then using 3 action or 3 operator, again 2 operator, 1 operator. Okay, this is just I've given for your as a tutorial. And also there are other things, but you don't have to read anything from here. You can go just up to the slide number 20. Up to slide number 20 is enough. Yeah, and even if you don't cover from here, if you directly go to the simulation, and that is also enough. But at least give a quick read on again you can see there are forward chaining, backward chaining, etc. But at least you should know what is AI planning, what is planning, what is planner, what is the difference between scheduling and planning. I have explained this at least dozen times. So you should know these things, sir. So this is only the very basic what. Yeah, and definitely you will be asked to solve a problem. Everywhere you will be asked to formulate, and in this case, not solving, formulate a problem, like design a problem in this language, right? In this language, yeah. And the problem will be very similar to this one or the one that I have covered in the class. It will not be anything like you have to think again for 10 minutes. Usually I do that, but in your case, I don't.
Sir, do we have to learn this specific type of programming language as well?
Yes. Why not? I mean, why then this language? Didn't I cover this one in the class? So what do you mean by modeling something? Modeling with what? With Python? Do you want to write it in Python? Ahmed Rafid, you probably asked me the same question in the class, if I can remember. So what?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can remember. You asked me, so what is the necessity of learning this problem? Why not in Python? And I replied to your question. Even throughout the semesters, I explained two things. One, how to solve, and the other one, how to solve it with someone else. I mean, what to solve. One is the declarative way, one is the imperative way. You should know how to solve it, the solving strategy, and also you should know just to model something, not to solve, how to model something so that the solver can solve it. And even you can build a solver, then you can ask the other people, hey, write this in this, just model your problem in this way, I will solve it. So you should know how to model something. Yeah, so this is the modeling language. So this is the modeling, you should know. The Minijing is a modeling language. The Prolog, again, the modeling things. But for the final exam, you don't have to write anything in Python. I mean, there is no imperative things because that we have covered in the session in the sessional class. So you don't have to bother about the problem solving. I mean, like the programming things in the final exam. That has been excluded because that is the part, solely the part of the sessional part. Only the modeling things is necessary for the some way this is connected with the theory part also. This because this is a design. But the good thing is I will not count the number of parentheses. Don't bother about too much syntax, like all the parentheses or the question marks, the colon, etc. Well, I will overlook those things. That is what I can say. Same for the Minijing and same for the Prolog also. But remember, don't make it too much relaxed. I mean, Sam told me, and that's why just we write down in a plain, simple English language. No, I mean, then you will not get, your expected marks. Yeah, try to follow the syntax. Well, I mean, this is about the automated planning. And in total, there are 5 sets I have already covered. And the last one, what remains? Let's see. Yeah, the genetic algorithm. And the the Bayesian network So you can take these two, the last two, in one question. Something like say for example 5A and 5B. And what should I say from here? I mean, in the genetic algorithm, I have covered all the slides, and there is only 15 slides. And out of these 15 slides, yeah, in the beginning there is just some definitions or terminologies. What is this? What is that? But the main thing is the process. What are the process actually? The selection process, fitness, selection, crossover, mutation. These are the things that is very important to know. And yeah, and there is an example based on the NQueen problem. And again, I am saying I will not give a single problem that is unknown to you. All will be given with the known problem set. Yeah, and then some of the different methods under each of the algorithms, each of the process, right? Like, so for example, there are some fitness. So fitness is a general strategy, but what are the different type of, sorry, the selection process? This is the selection process. So what are the algorithms for the selection process? So here some are very, very high level algorithms like roll it wheel, tournament selection, 1 point crossover. Sorry, these are the selection process. And then there are some crossover, 1 point crossover, uniform crossover, and there are some mutations. Yeah, these are the things regarding the genetic algorithm. And lastly, the Bayesian network again. Can anyone tell me, is it covered by Mahbub sir, by your Mahbub sir? Is this covered by your Mahbub sir in the current semester, in this semester?
Um, sir, not exactly, but the probability basics were covered. Like we did similar problems, but not exactly Bayesian belief
So
networks.
what about the Bayesian network? No?
And no, sir, we didn't cover exactly Bayesian networks.
Okay. Okay, again, in this case, only going through these 3 slides is enough. Actually, I mean, only 2 slides, but due to the examples, it goes to the third slide or the third page, because yeah, this is an explanation with an example, but the examples actually follow through from the very beginning. Yeah, there is an example. You can see the examples here. And based on this example, the whole process has been explained. So I think this is very easy, should be covered by Mahbub sir, or at least if you still well, I mean, if you feel any difficulty, you can tell me. But other than that, I think it's very, very simple. The Bayesian network. Again, from here, what is this? Why is this? And how is this? There could have an example problem exactly similar to this one, and then you have to, yeah, you have to find out the Bayesian probability or the Bayesian network things using this one. Just go through this example. Yeah, just remember, this is very important. Go through these examples. Yep. So step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. Yep, I think all done. Any question? The prologue, regarding the prologue, the slide is here. Yeah, I think only this slide is enough, and some examples are here also. Yep, these are the examples I've covered in the lab. I think I'm done. Any question? Otherwise, we can conclude. Okay, so I request you to just write down your name just for the last time. Drop your student ID and name in the chat box. And good luck. Good luck for the final exam. And in the mid exam, I believe you are happy, but remember, don't. I mean, I was relaxed because this will be accumulated in the final exam. There is no way I can increase the marks, but don't follow the mid answer scripts. I mean, I was too much relaxed in the mid exam. But sir gave us this bonus marks. Well, even though we didn't write, but still you are getting the marks. I mean, don't with this satisfaction, don't write in the same fashion in the final exam. Please don't do that, because the final exam, this will be scrutinized by the scrutinizer. This will be preserved by the department, and they will see the question and the answer standard. And well, I mean, uh, yeah, I could be liberal, but not that much. I mean, so be careful. This is the last time by which you can improve your grade. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much. And the CR, please take a copy of the attendance and please send it to me in WhatsApp or as a text file. Just copy the chat box and then send it to me, please. Okay, good luck. Okay, see you inshallah sometime in future.